Shop Animal Farm, written by George Orwell and adapted by Peter Hall and us. Just a couple notes before we begin. Please no cell phones during the play. You can turn them off right now if you want. And please no flash photography, as it can be disturbing for the actors, but there will be plenty of opportunities to take pictures after the show. If you are in need an emergency exits, are located over there and over there, but it's probably just going to be the one that you came through. Just to warn you, there are gunshots and flashing lights during Act 1, so if that kind of thing makes you uncomfortable, you're welcome to wait in the lobby until those scenes are over. And with that, please enjoy Animal Farm.
Animal Farm, a fairy story by George Orwell. In the past, Mr. Jones, although a cruel master, had been a capable farmer. But now he spent more and more time at the Red Lion, and every night he came home drunk.
Who decides your fate? Who comes home drunk really lit? Who works you night and day? Give thanks to man. Who keeps you barely fed? Who wishes you were dead and holds a gun to your head? Give thanks to man.
His farm was now thoroughly neglected. The fields were full of weeds and the animals were underfed and in poor conditions.
Listen, I'm your father, I'll take your body to slaughter. I'll work you till you're dry. I won't miss you when you die. I'll work you night and day until you can no longer stand. When you're dead, just don't forget to give all thanks to man!
He went up the stairs, undressed, and climbed unsteadily into bed. As soon as the light went out, there was a stirring and a fluttering amongst the farm. Word had gone around the animals that there was to be a secret meeting in the big barn. Old Major the Brute Sow had something to say.
Last night, I had a strange dream. When I was a little pig, my mother and the other sows used to sing a secret nation song. I learned that song. I learned its words and I learned its music. It has long since passed my mind. Last night it came back to me in my dream. Beast of America, beast of Cali, come together, we must rally. No noise, we'll wake up Jones. You see, I'm very old, and I've had more children than I can count. I think I understand the nature of life on this earth, as well as any animal now living. Listen carefully. I do not think that I shall be with you for many months longer.
Why were you late, Molly? Sorry, I had another stone in my cup.
Listen. Look at us now, you see how we live. The horses are suffering, so are the pigs. Stop the without the toleration of our oppression within this nation. Animals here do not prosper and thrive, taught to be slaves, taught to survive. Our ancestors came here for a new land, and now we're stuck with the laws of man. Is this simply part of the order of nature? No, comrades. This farm will support 12 horses, 20 cows, hundreds of sheep, all of them living in the comfort and dignity beyond our own imagining. Our labor tills the soil. Our tongue fertilizes it. And yet, there is not one of us who owns more than his fair skin. The produce of our labor is stolen from us by human beings. Man is our only enemy. He's the one who cries and wears the crown. As he drinks all day while we pull the plow. worthless creature God created with nothing to give. Never listen when they say that animals and human beings have a common interest. That the prosperity of the one is prosperity of another. You cows, what has happened to the milk that should feed your calves?
It has gone down the throat of our enemy, man.
You hens, what has happened to the eggs that you have laid?
They have been stolen from us by our enemy, man.
Oh, what has happened to your 6 children, the foals who should be the comfort and the pleasure of your old age?
They were all taken at a year old by our enemy, man. I'll never see any of them again.
But even the lives that we live are not allowed to reach its natural span. You little pigs will scream your lives out on the block. Every single one of you.
No! No!
Yes! And to that horror we must all come. Cows, pigs, hens, sheep, everyone. Even you, boxer, they'll butcher you.
Why me? I work hard for them.
The day that those great muscles of yours don't work, Jones will sell you to the napper, who will cut your throat and boil you down for dog food. What must we do? Why work, comrades? We must work night and day, body and soul, for the overthrow of the human race. Rebellion! That is my message to you, comrades. Rebellion! I do not know when this rebellion will come, but I do know that as long as I see the straws beneath my feet, that justice will be done. For remember, when you conquer man, do not adopt his vices. Remember, all animals are equal.
Old Major, what about the wild creatures, the rats and rabbits? Are they our friends or our enemies?
You must decide. You must learn to vote. Every single one of you has a say in the way that we lead our lives. So I propose this question to the meeting. Are the wild creatures comrades? All those in favor?
And so the animals learned to vote for the first time. It was agreed upon by an overwhelming majority that the wild creatures were comrades.
Agreed. Agreed.
There was only one vote against, the cat. She was later discovered to have voted on both sides.
Peace of America, peace of Cali, come together, we must rally. Let men hear our cries, make them hear us sing. Death to all their lies, let freedom ring. For let it close it all, we shall take the throne that men have ruled over. All of them must go.
Look at yourselves now. Rip the saddle from your back. Our day is coming now. There is time for us to slack. Animals, stand up. Raise your hooves. Rise up. When we see injustice, we don't lie down. We rise above.
Bring down the stables with the wind standing up for you. When man is up in peace and majesty, that's how we do.
Animals, please, we must claim our rights. We ain't lost, we ain't here to lose or fail. Y'all know that's a human's job.
Peace of America, peace of Cali, come together, we must rally. Let men hear our cries, make them hear us sing. Death to all their lies, let freedom ring. Peace of America, peace of Cali, come together, we must rally.
Her body was buried at the foot of the orchard. During the next 3 months, Jones continued to starve and bully them. But now, the animals had a secret. They did not know when to expect the rebellion, but they believed fervently that one day it would come. The pigs, being the cleverest of the creatures, led the preparations and teachings. These three, Snowball, Squealer, and Napoleon, organized and elaborated Old Major's teachings into a complete system of thought they gave the name Animalism.
Animalism. Animalism!
Snowball was an idealist, a pig who dreamt of perfecting the future.
A specter is haunting America. The specter of animalism. Animalism will lead us to a life of plenty. Everything that we produce, we shall own collectively.
Squealer, well, loved to talk.
Information, comrades! Facts, comrades. These are the foundations of animalism. Without knowledge, we cannot have opinions. And unless we have opinions, we cannot vote. The majority must rule.
And Napoleon was a pig they all trusted.
I am a practical pig, a pig of few words. So I will work hard and say little.
As soon as Mr. Jones went to sleep, they held secret meetings in the big barn.
What must we eliminate?
No man, no master!
What must we do to be great?
Work fast, work faster!
Who will care for us and our fathers and our mothers?
We will work hard for them, brother!
Wait, but Mr. Jones feeds us.
He dies.
If you were gone, we should starve to death.
Star, we have to be loyal. We have to be loyal. No man is our enemy. Can't you see that?
But we need men, Snowball, have you gone mad?
What about the geese, sheep, or chickens? We're all great. Snowball's right, you all. Man can't create.
So let's say we win the war, everyone's fine, nobody dies. Our race will take over, animals will then rise. But tell me, what's next? Snowball, what's our sequel?
A land for our own. All animals are equal.
Well, I don't care what happens after I'm dead.
If this rebellion's gonna happen, why should we work for it anyways?
Try to understand, comrades. Allow yourselves to live by the spirit of animalism. What's next, comrades?
Time for combat!
What do we do, comrades?
Stand up, fight back!
When do we want freedom?
Animalism now!
How will we get it?
We refuse to back down! We refuse to back down! We refuse to back down!
Will there be sugar cubes after the rebellion?
You don't need sugar. You will have all the oats and hay you want.
Shall I still be able to wear ribbons in my mane?
Comrade, ribbons are the badge of slavery. Don't you understand that liberty is worth more than ribbons?
Yes, I suppose so. Couldn't I have some liberty ribbons? But the pigs had an even harder problem to counteract: the religious tales of Mr. Jones' tame raven Moses.
Believe me, brethren, it's there, up in the sky. Where do we go after this life? Oh, the sun has bright. Let me tell you, my dear friends, what life is like after death.
On the green fields of tomorrow, there's no labor, rain, nor green. All animals are equal there. No one's forced to compete.
So please take my wing and I'll sing
About the green fields of tomorrow. Yes, the green fields, here we come.
So what do you say after today? 'Cause we've got to carry on.
Hold up, wait a minute. I need you to tell me how all of us animals could possibly be free from this cruel slavery. I'd bet my life that you're lying to me.
There are no green hills after our death. You're ridiculous, man. I think you've lost your head.
Oh, okay, I see how it is. You all really think that I'm full of it. Listen here, don't be mistaken. Those green hills are real, yo. I ain't faking. There's Crystal Lake, and everything's fair. I think your leader here's a little scared.
Take your lies back. You're just shown a slave. There are no blue lakes beyond the grave. You're old going seeds. Your story's fake. You should just stick to being cat bait.
Comrades, please, hear me out. You're poisoned by demons with a snout. By the green fields, the sugar and sun, and endless pastures where you can all run. And even you pigs, just stay a while. There's room for you two and big mud pals. Have faith in the hills of the afterlife. It's a place where animalism can thrive. Don't you want to be free? Yeah! Don't you want to be away from Jones and old men? Yeah! Then join me!
On the green fields of tomorrow. 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 Green fields of tomorrow.
You're just getting crazier as you get older. Don't you need to sit on Jones's shoulder?
Your hills are fake. It's all a
We
lie.
get turned into food when we all die.
You dumb bird. Do you think we are fools? We couldn't care less about your mud pools. Run back to Jones.
Yeah, you better cut.
Here's a piece of advice. Keep your beak shut.
And so they went on waiting for the rebellion. Finally, it came sooner than anyone had expected. One Saturday, Mr. Jones got so drunk at the Red Lion that he didn't come home until Sunday. And then he forgot to feed the animals.
Mr. Jones immediately went to sleep on the drawing room sofa, with the news of the world over his face. When evening came, the animals were still hungry, and the barn doors padlocked. At last, they could stand it no longer. And almost before they knew it had even started, the rebellion was over. Manor Farm was theirs. They quickly wiped out all traces of the hated Jones. They surveyed with speechless admiration the plowland, the hayfield, the orchard, the pool, the spinney. It was almost as if they had never seen these things before. They filed back to the farmhouse. They tiptoed from room to room, afraid to speak above a whisper, looking at awe at the unbelievable luxury.
The beds, the looking glass, the sofa, the carpets, the lithograph of Donald Trump. Molly even found a ribbon.
Comrade, ribbons are the mark of human beings. All animals must go without. I propose that this odious farmhouse be preserved as a museum. The museum of man, the murderer. Let us put it to the vote.
Agreed.
I have another proposal. Is it agreed that no animals shall ever live here?
Agreed.
Napoleon took Mr. Jones's puppies away to a secret place. There he looked after them. The rest of the farm soon forgot about their existence. And now, Snowball revealed something wonderful.
Animal farm.
But how can you read? How can you write?
During the time of preparation, we pigs taught ourselves to read and write.
From
from an old spelling book which belonged to Mr. Jones's children.
We found it in the garbage pile.
It's a beautiful name, Animal Farm.
Animal Farm.
The pigs next explained that they had succeeded in reducing the principles of animalism to 7 commandments.
One. Two-legged beings are our enemies.
Our enemies.
Two.
Two.
Four-legged beings are our allies and friends.
Allies and friends.
Three.
Three.
Animals shall never wear any clothes.
Never wear clothes.
Four.
Four.
Animals shall never sleep in beds.
Never sleep in beds.
Five.
Five.
Animals shall never drink alcohol.
No alcohol.
Six.
Six.
Animals shall never kill other animals.
Never kill animals.
Seven.
Seven.
All animals are equal.
All animals are equal.
These are the 7 commandments. These are the unalterable laws of Animal Farm. Now that we are all equal, we are all equally responsible for the running of Animal Farm. So we must vote, and to vote, we must have opinions and be informed.
So, who will be our leader?
You are all leaders now, all leading Animal Farm to a bright and happy future.
But what if I don't agree with the other leaders?
But you will. The majority is always right.
Don't worry, comrades, just be practical. If we work hard, we will not be hungry. If we are not hungry, we will argue less and worry less.
Yes, that's right. Comrade Napoleon is always right.
Now, comrades,
Thank you,
to
comrades.
the hayfield. Let's see if we can bring in the harvest more quickly than Jones and his men.
Wait, we have been milked in 24 hours.
My udder is about to burst.
We can do nothing without men.
So the pigs got buckets and milked the cows. They were very successful because their trotters were well adapted for this task.
What will happen to all the milk?
Yeah, never mind the milk, comrades, that will be attended to. The harvest is more important. Comrade Snowball will lead the way. I will follow behind in a couple of minutes. Forward, comrades, the hay is waiting.
When they returned, however, the milk had disappeared. Every day it disappeared. Comrades! Surely you didn't suppose that we pigs are taking the milk in a spirit of selfishness and privilege? On the contrary, many of us actually dislike milk. I dislike it myself. Our sole intent in mixing it in with our mash is to preserve our health. Milk, this has been proved by science, comrades, contains substances absolutely necessary to the well-being of pigs. Yes. The entire management of this farm depends on us. Day and night, we are watching over your welfare. It is for your sake that we drink the milk.
But we never asked you to.
And it was never voted on in a meeting. The snowball? No? Do you know what would happen if we pigs failed in our duty? Jones would come back. Yes, Jones would come back. Surely, comrades, surely there is nobody here who wants to see Jones back.
No. None of us wants to see Jones back.
We propose that the pigs be kept in good health.
Agreed.
It's in our best interest.
I propose that not only the milk be reserved for the pigs, but also the windfall apples when they come and the main crop of apples when they ripen also be reserved for the pigs.
Agreed. Thank you, comrades.
How they toiled and sweated to get the hay in.
Giddy up, boxer.
Squealer, don't say that. You sound like a human.
It may sound like that to you, comrade, but with our superior knowledge, it is only natural that we pigs should direct the work and give the orders.
It was the biggest harvest the farm had ever seen. There was no wastage. The hens and ducks with their sharp eyes gathered the last stalk, and not an animal had stolen a single mouthful. There was plenty to eat. All through that summer, the animals were happy, happy as they had never thought possible.
Now that the humans are gone, there's so much more food. The food tastes better because it's our food. We all grew it ourselves.
And it's not given to us by a mean and grudging master.
Boxer was the admiration of everybody. He had one answer to every problem, every setback.
I will work harder.
This was now his personal motto. It was much admired. Everybody worked according to his capability. Nobody stole, nobody grumbled, or almost nobody.
Benjamin, aren't you happier without Jones?
In Jones's time, I used to work hard every day for him. Now he's gone, and everything's changed. And I still work hard, every day.
Nobody shirked, or almost nobody.
Molly, you were late again for work this morning.
And you left work early this afternoon.
Sorry, I had a stone in my hoof.
On Sundays, there was no work, and the day began at the flagpole.
Our land was once a forest, it was covered in trees, before men came tearing down with their deadly greed.
But wait, the grass is standing tall. There's food here now to feed us all. And our green flag is flying high with hooves and horns upon its side.
Goodbye, men, this is our home. You're out to suffer on your own. No more whips cracked by your hand. This is our equal land.
Animalism is finally here.
Our day of freedom is coming near.
We'll fight and work for liberty.
So that all animals may be free. Rise up,
Let the green flag fly.
Rise up.
Men leave our countryside.
Rise up.
Don't let your heads hang low.
Rise up.
Animals are in control.
Rise up.
Let the green flag fly.
Rise up.
Men leave our countryside.
Rise up.
Don't let your heads hang low.
Rise up.
Animals are in control.
Rise up.
The hoof and the horn stand for the World Republic of the Animals, which will be achieved when the human race is finally overthrown.
The meeting is now open.
We will first take reports from animal committees. Every committee, comrades, has exceeded expectation. Everywhere I look, I see success. Particular praise is due to the hens for their egg production committee.
Thank you very much.
To the sheep for their white wool movement.
Thanks.
And to the cows for their clean tails league.
Don't mention it.
But I'm afraid we cannot praise one committee. I have to report the failure of the Wild Comrades Re-Education Committee.
The what?
The Wild Comrades Re-Education Committee.
It is the best of my ideas. Its purpose is to tame the rats and the rabbits and the birds and all the wild creatures.
It's provided a wonderful opportunity. I've done much good work on the sparrows.
I want to give a report on the cat. She joined the re-education committee and was very active in it for some days. One day, I saw her sitting on the roof talking to some sparrows. She told them that as now all animals are equal, it was safe to come and perch on her paw. However, they didn't believe her and kept their distance. Now, she no longer attends re-education committee meetings. I want to know why, and I want to know now.
Comrades! Snowball is a brilliant pig. She inspires us all. But you can't expect all of her ideas to succeed. Now, I am a practical pig, a pig of few words. I believe the future lies with the young. And I believe the education of the young is more important than the re-education of anyone, wild or not. I have therefore put myself in charge of the education of the young puppies, Mr. Jones's puppies. We must take care of the young, comrades.
Agreed. Napoleon is always right.
Napoleon is right. We must look after the young. But what about the old? I'm worried about the old animals. I propose that they be allowed to retire to a home of rest in the orchard.
But we can't do everything at once. We need every able-bodied animal to work.
The old have earned some peace.
Peace. This is wartime. We are surrounded by enemies. Everybody, young or old, must be trained in the use of firearms.
No, that would be behaving like men. I will never agree to that. Remember, old Major, we must never behave like men. We must send out more and more pigeons to serve rebellion on other farms.
If we cannot defend ourselves, we are bound to be conquered.
If rebellions happen everywhere, we shall have no need to defend ourselves. I will not use a gun. You are wrong, Comrade Napoleon. How will you vote, all of you? I want to hear your opinions. Who agrees with Napoleon? Who agrees with me? Boxer?
I'm thinking it over.
Benjamin?
Not me. I'm not going to start thinking at my age.
Clover, who do you think is right?
Well, I don't know. I always find myself agreeing with the last person who spoke.
You must be responsible. You must start thinking for yourselves.
Let us be practical.
Yes. Let us get on with the meeting. Will you all now rise for the report on the reading and writing classes? All the pigs can now read and write perfectly. No further work is necessary. I wish I could say the same for the rest of the animals. Muriel can read fairly well, yet she's only interested in reading from scraps of newspaper which have been left on the rubbish dump, which she consequently eats. It's suspected that Benjamin can read as well as the pigs.
But as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing worth reading.
Clover has learned the whole alphabet, yet she cannot put words together. Boxer, however, is magnificent. Boxer, will you repeat the alphabet?
Yes, of course. It goes capital E, F, G, H.
You should be doing capitals A, B, C, D, Boxer. You knew those last week.
Yes, but this week I have learned capitals E, F, G, and H.
Yes, but now that you've learned capitals E, F, G, and H, you seem to have forgotten capitals A, B, C, and D.
It's too much for me. I think I shall have to be content with the first four letters.
Capitals A, B, C, and D?
Yes, capitals A, B, C, and D. It's the best I can do. Yes, the best. I'll write them down twice a day to keep them fresh in my memory. I hope it'll be an example for everybody.
And, what about you, Molly?
Well, I know N, and O, and L, and L, and I, and E.
Don't you know any more letters?
No, I only need to know the letters that spell my name.
You must do better, Molly. True animalism cannot tolerate selfishness.
Order, comrades, order. You must not argue at meetings. You must always be reasonable.
Let us pass on to more serious matters. Some of our weaker comrades seem unable to learn the 7 commandments by heart.
Yes.
So I have reduced the 7 commandments to a single saying, 4 legs good, 2 legs bad. This contains the essential principle of animalism, and whoever has thoroughly grasped it will be safe from human influences.
I object! I have only 2 legs, so have all birds.
This is not so, comrades. A bird's wing is an organ of propulsion, not manipulation. Therefore, it should be considered a leg. The distinguishing mark of man is the hand, the instrument with which he does all of his mischief.
So, does that mean we are good?
Yes, you are good.
But, I still only have 2 legs.
It doesn't matter if you don't understand, as long as you accept my explanation. Do you accept my explanation?
Yes, I do. I accept your explanation.
So repeat after me. 4 legs good, 2 legs bad.
4 legs good, 2 legs bad. 4 legs good, 2 legs bad.
4 legs good, 2 legs bad.
The sheep thoroughly learned the song. In fact, they continued to sing for 15 minutes without stopping. Meanwhile, Mr. Jones took the red lion every night complaining.
I think everybody should know. Every man, every animal, about the terrible wickedness as a flourishing at manor farm. And no, I don't call it animal farm. They'd be starving if they didn't practice cannibalism. Did you know that they torture each other with red-hot horseshoes? Worse yet, they have their females in common. The other farmers are frightened by the rebellion at Animal Farm and anxious to keep their own animals from hearing too much about it.
But rumors about a wonderful farm where the animals managed without human beings continue to circulate. The pigs saw to that. They sent out flights of pigeons to mingle with the animals on neighboring farms, tell them about the rebellion, and teach them the tune of Beasts of America.
How did the animals bring themselves to listen to such contemptible rubbish? They needed a flogging.
And yet the song was irrepressible. The crows whistled it in the hedges, the pigeons cooed it in the elms. It got into the din of the smithies and the tune of the church bells. The humans listened and secretly trembled, for in its music they heard a prophecy of their impending doom.
Jones is coming! Jones is coming!
The attack had long been expected and every animal was prepared. Snowball had studied an old book of Julius Caesar's campaigns which she had found in the farmhouse. She gave her orders quickly and in a few moments every animal was at their post.
He's dead. I didn't mean to do that. I shouldn't have kicked the door that hard.
No sentimentality, comrade. War is war. A good human being is a dead human being.
I don't want to take life, not even human life.
But see, the banner of the grass is raised. The trees are striding through the dawn.
Quickly! After him! No! Leave him alone. He's only a boy.
Comrades, we must commemorate this great day. Medals must be awarded.
Medals?
I suggest Animal Hero First Class.
I propose that Boxer be named Animal Hero First Class.
Agree.
But give Snowball a medal too. Our dear comrade here is also a hero. But alas, she is a dead hero.
Let us confer a decoration posthumously on her. Animal Hero Second Class.
Agreed.
Have they all gone?
Yes.
Is it safe?
Yes.
Oh, good. Sorry I couldn't stay. I had to hide my head in hay. I can't stand violence.
Comrades, what shall we call this great day? Every anniversary, every October the 12th, we shall have a celebration. And what shall the battle be called?
Well, there is only one name for this battle. Snowball's battle.
Yeah, I believe you'll find that that is the incorrect name. You all fought bravely today, and you all brought us victory. The battle shall be called the Battle of the Cowshed, as that was the place which the ambush was sprung.
Agreed.
Now winter drew on.
I have something very serious to talk to you about, Molly. The other day I saw you at the fence separating Animal Farm from Mr. Pilkington's farm. but I was almost certain that I saw you talking to Mr. Pilkington, and I could have sworn I saw him stroking your nose. What does this mean?
He didn't. I didn't.
Well, can you look me in the eyes and tell me you weren't letting him stroke your nose?
How dare you ask me such questions?
3 days later, Molly disappeared.
We have seen Molly on the other side of the village.
Mr. Pilkington was stroking her nose and feeding her sugar.
Goodbye, Molly, the humans took her away. Goodbye, Molly, they put ribbons in her knee. Goodbye, Molly, hope they do you no harm. Goodbye, Molly, she is leaving our farm.
My farmer say sugar loves for me and he gives me time to rest. Mr. Pilkington never hurts me bad as long as I try my best.
Molly is a trustworthy horse. I'm glad she is my steed. I give her hay and grain and wheat as long as she obeys me.
Humans are dope, they're kind, you see, and I'm only punished if I need to be.
I've got stables back home. They're all kept in quite big, and I only hurt those who are asking for it. Come on, Molly, let's get you back home. You'll always be safe under my control.
Can I have some more ribbons, please?
For you. Ready?
Goodbye, Molly, the humans took her away. Goodbye, Molly, they put ribbons in her knee. Goodbye, Molly, hope they do you no harm. Goodbye, Molly, she is leaving our farm.
I'm so grateful for my human.
He's gonna hurt you, wanna bet?
Well, if you do not act right, then the whip is what you'll get.
Molly, come home, please. He's gonna treat you like a slave.
Animalism is whack. You're jealous, because I know how to behave.
Goodbye, Molly, the humans took her away. Goodbye, Molly, they put ribbons in her hair. Goodbye, Molly, hope they do you no harm. Goodbye, Molly, she is leaving our farm.
By now, it was custom that the pigs should decide all questions of farm policy, but their decision still had to be ratified by a majority vote. This arrangement would have worked well enough if it had not been for the continual disputes between Snowball and Napoleon.
I propose that we sow a bigger acreage with barley.
Agreed.
I propose that we sow a bigger acreage with oats.
No.
Yeah.
The Cobb's meadow is just right for cabbages.
The meadow is useless for anything but roots.
Comrades.
At the meeting, Snowball often won over the majority by her brilliant speeches.
Yesterday, we lost in work like slaves. There is more to gain than just this pain. Here's today, there's more work and more pain. I know you feel the strain.
given a starting point. He moves 3 steps a day. If every animal drops their dung directly in the field and at a different spot each day, the saving of labor and carting...
May I interrupt? I have no schemes. I believe in quiet and conscientious work, not risks.
Napoleon was better at canvassing support for himself between the meetings. He was especially successful with the sheep, who were always ready to interrupt the snowball schemes sounded too difficult.
Snowball schemes may be ingenious, but they will not work.
Yes, it will work.
4 legs good, 2 legs bad. 4 legs good, 2 legs bad.
And now, the sheep must allow us to talk.
Of course, Boxer.
Of all the controversies, the most bitter was the one over the windmill. The windmill designed by Snowball.
Snowball!
I'm here, comrade.
This windmill of yours is impossible.
Difficult, comrade, not impossible. We will have to gather stone for its walls. We will have to build sails. We will have to buy dynamos. I believe that this work can be accomplished in 1 year.
1 year?
It will supply our farm with electrical power.
But we can't do everything at once. Why can't you be realistic?
I am being realistic. This power will do your work for you. You can graze at your ease in the fields or improve your mind with reading and conversations. So much labor will be saved that you animals will only need to work 3 days a week.
Snowball, how did you think of all this?
Mr. Jones left an excellent book behind. 1,000 useful things to do about the house. It has taught me to lay bricks and understand electricity. So now I can build windmills.
Put it to the vote. Put it to the vote.
It will be past voting, comrades, once our stomachs are empty. The great need at the matter is to increase food production. If we waste time building silly windmills, we will surely starve to death.
Do you deny my ideas?
Yes, I deny your ideas.
The animals are furious. War was near. They no longer wanted to argue. They wanted to fight.
A vote for Snowball means good for the future! A vote for Napoleon to eat it now! A vote for Snowball means good for the future! A vote for Napoleon to eat it now!
Think, comrades, of how life can be on Animal Farm when sordid labor is lifted from our backs. I'm thinking far beyond chaff cutters and turnip slicers. Electricity can do many things. It can operate threshing machines, plows and harrows, rollers and reapers. And it can supply every stall with its own electric light, its own hot and cold water, and an electric heater. Think of your future, comrades. Think of your children. Think of the dignity of the animals when they are freed from toil. Do you vote for the windmill?
Yes, we vote for the windmill!
Snowball's gone.
Gone? Gone? Yeah, yes, gone. Gone back to the world of men where she belongs. Snowball, who we now realize was little better than a traitor and a coward.
But she wasn't.
She fought bravely at the Battle of Cowshed.
Only the guilty run away. And I know that the day will come that we shall discover that Snowball's role in the battle has been largely exaggerated. Do you still support Snowball? Snowball with her moonshine of windmills.
Where do these dogs come from?
They are my puppies. I brought them up to be big dogs.
They wag their tails at you just as their parents wag their tails at Mr. Jones.
That's right, Benjamin. They are well trained. From now on, all questions regarding the workings on Animal Farm will be held over by a special committee of pigs presided over by me. There will be no more debates. The special committee of pigs will meet in secret and communicate to the rest of you animals later on. We will, of course, all still meet every Sunday morning for the singing of the green flag and, of course, to receive your work instructions. there will be no more debates.
No more debates?
There's no debates, there's no animal farm.
You can't vote anymore?
I'm sure Comrade Napoleon would only be too happy to allow you all to make your own decisions for yourselves. But sometimes you might get to making the wrong decision, and then where would we be?
That's true.
Discipline, comrades. Iron discipline. That is our watchword for today. One false step, and our enemies will be upon us. Surely, comrades, surely no one wants to see Jones back.
Well, why can't we vote?
I'm sure every animal here appreciates the sacrifice that Comrade Napoleon has made in taking this extra labor upon himself. Do not imagine, comrades, that leadership is pleasure. On the contrary, it is a very deep and heavy responsibility.
If having debates on Sunday mornings means Jones will come back, then the debates must stop.
Perhaps farmers will get to hear of our disagreements and think we are weak.
Comrades, I've had time to think it over, and I think I've come up with a solution. What Comrade Napoleon is offering us is leadership. He's a practical pig, a pig of few words. Let's do whatever he says, agreed?
Agreed.
Thank you, comrades.
Don't worry, comrades, we have made the correct decision. Napoleon is always right. Long live Animal Farm!
Long live Animal Farm! Every Sunday morning at 10 o'clock, the animals gathered to pay their respects to Old Mildred. Her skull, now clean of flesh, had been disinterred from the orchard in the pencil hole. And now, Minimus, the first animalist poet, will deliver her tribute to Old Major.
Once, of this animal's eyes were blind to the fact of slavery. Old Major had a very clear mind. She showed us man's knavery. Old Major, please feed us. Help us win our daily war. Old Major, please lead us. Thank you very much, Great Lord. So let us salute the skull of Major then. Oh, behold, her enormous brains. And every morning when the clock strikes 10, we will march past her remains.
I have a brief announcement. We must look to the future, comrades. Animalism will lead us to great achievements. No task is too great for animalism. We are going to build a windmill. The Special Committee of Pigs expects that the building of the windmill shall take 2 years.
But I thought that Comrade Napoleon thought that the windmill...
Napoleon was never actually opposed to the windmill. You see, the plan which Snowball drew was actually copied from some paper stolen from Napoleon. The windmill was Napoleon's original idea, and it always was.
Then why did Napoleon speak so strongly against it?
That was Comrade Napoleon's cunning. He seemed to oppose the windmill as a maneuver to get rid of Snowball. But yes, no, this is something called tactics. Yes, Napoleon is an expert good at tactics.
But why did you want to get rid of Snowball?
Because she was not practical, comrade, not realistic. She went too fast. I suppose she was going to lead us quickly into a starvation. But the windmill will prevent that.
Well, if Comrade Napoleon says we need a windmill, then a windmill must be built. Agree?
Agreed. Thank you, comrades.
But the windmill proved difficult because there were no stones on the farm. There were some huge boulders on top of the cliff. But the problem was how to break the boulders into pieces the right size. After weeks of thought,
Aha! The pigs had an idea. We shall push these huge boulders off the edge of the cliff. We shall smash them using the force of gravity.
We're not getting enough food. I'll pick up when the spring grass comes on.
I'm worried about you, Boxer. You seem to think the only answers to every problem are, I will work harder and Napoleon's always right.
Well, they are the answers.
All that year, the animals worked like slaves to till the fields. They also worked to build the windmill. But they were happy in their work. They were doing it for themselves and for those yet to come, not for a pack of idle, living human beings.
Comrades, in future there will be work on Sunday evenings. This work is of course strictly voluntary. However, any animal who absents himself from this work should expect to have his rations reduced by half. Furthermore, I have come up with a new policy. From now on, Animal Farm will engage in trade with neighboring farms.
Comrade Napoleon, will you repeat that?
Animal Farm will engage in trade with neighboring farms. This is, of course, not for any commercial purpose. We need the money to buy the items which are urgently necessary. Tools, paraffin oil, string, and dog biscuits. I've already made arrangements to sell 1 sack of hay and half of our current wheat crop. In future, if we are in need of more funds to buy a dynamo for the windmill, for instance, will have to come from the sale of the eggs.
What?
There is always a market for eggs in the village.
What about our chicks?
The hens should welcome this sacrifice as their own special contribution to the windmill.
Comrade leader, we represent the younger pigs and we must object. These are among the earliest resolutions passed after Jones was expelled.
1.
Never to have any dealings with human beings.
2.
Never to make use of money.
3.
Never to engage in trade.
Are you certain this isn't something you have just dreamed, comrade? Do you have any record of these resolutions? Are they written down anywhere?
I remember them.
We all remember them.
Comrade Snowball always told us not to behave like humans.
There is no need for debate. I have recognized necessity. We need money and therefore we will engage in trade. I've already made the arrangements. Now, none of you animals will have to come in contact with human beings, as that would be clearly most undesirable. I shall do that myself. Mr. Whimper, a lawyer in the village, has agreed to act as the agent between Animal Farm and the outside world. We'll meet here every Monday morning to receive his instructions. Long live Animal Farm!
Long live Animal Farm!
Every Monday, Mr. Whimper visited the farm. The animals watched with dread. Nevertheless, the sight of Napoleon giving orders to Whimper roused their pride and partly reconciled them to the new arrangement.
Do I make myself clear?
Perfectly, Mr. Napoleon.
Checks are of no use to me. I need cold hard cash.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
$200.
$200?
Thank you, Mr. Wimper.
It's been a real pleasure, Mr. Napoleon.
It was about this time that the pigs had moved into the farmhouse.
Why are they going in there?
It is absolutely necessary that the pigs, who are, after all, the brains of the farm, should have a quiet place to work in. It is also more suited to the dignity of a leader to live in a house, rather than, let's say, a mere sty.
I hear that the pigs take their meals in the kitchen, and they use the living room to play in.
And they sleep in the beds.
No. And Napoleon is always right.
I do remember a definite ruling against beds. Miriam, would you read the fourth commandment, please?
It says, animals shall never sleep in beds with sheets on.
I don't see or remember anything about sheets.
Well, it must have been. It's written right there on the wall.
Oh boy, comrades. Surely, you did not suppose, surely, comrades, that there was ever a ruling against beds. A bed merely means a place to sleep in. A pile of straw in a stall is a bed, properly regarded. You see, the ruling was against sheets, which are a human invention. You see, we pigs have removed the sheets from the farmhouse beds and now sleep between blankets. Very comfortable blankets they are, too.
By the autumn, the animals were tired but happy. They had had a hard year after selling part of their hay and corn to Mr. Wimper. The windmill compensated for everything. Only old Benjamin refused to grow enthusiastic.
Windmills, electricity. The more you have, the more you want. God has given me a tail to keep the flies away. But I'd sooner have no tail and no flies.
In January, food fell short. For days at a time, the animals had nothing to eat but chaff and mangles.
Please give us some
Do you hear what the pigeons are all saying? They say that while we're all weak, that Jones intends to come back with 20 men armed with guns.
Starvation stared them in the face, but it was vitally necessary to hide this face from the outside world.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Another $200 for your very fine grade.
Thank you, Mr. Wimper.
Now, I heard rumors in the village that you're running short on food.
Not so, Mr. Wimper.
Then why don't you sell me some more of your grain?
No. The animals must be fed. And fed well. Goodbye, Mr. Wimper.
Very well. Cheerio, Mr. Napoleon.
Mr. Wimper had been nicely fooled. At Napoleon's orders, the grain bins were filled with sand and topped with what was left of the grain. In fact, the animals were desperately hungry.
Comrades, we need grain. Napoleon has therefore decreed that the hens must surrender their eggs. What? She is accepted through the good offices of Mr. Wimper a contract for 400 eggs a week. The price of these will pay for enough grain and meal to last us until summer.
But our clutches are ready for the spring sitting.
It's murder if you take the eggs away now.
And for the first time since the days of Jones, there was something resembling a rebellion.
We can't give up today. We must disobey. We have to save our kin. Fight till the very end.
You hens have forgotten how we must survive. Animals make sacrifices, that's how we get by. Every single one of us must work and fight together. Animalism and harmony are how we become better.
no room for neutrality. We must bring these birds back to reality.
Down with this ruling! We won't surrender to the slaughter!
I demand that the hens have no food and no water.
For 5 days, the hens held out.
We can't give up today. We must disobey. We have to save our kin. Fight till the very end. We will resist and fight back. We'll even stand here alone. We will die before you murder one of our own.
We can't give up today. We must disobey. We have to save our kin.
Fight till the very end.
Finally, they capitulated and went back to the Mexican boxes. 9 hens had died. From now on, a grocer's van drove to the farm once a week to take the eggs away. And once a week, the animals watched them go. But there was still no more to eat. There were whisperings in the night. Whisperings that, like Snowball, Napoleon was to be chased away. But who was to chase him? Where was Mr. Whipper's money going? Why was there no clue? Morale was very low, and Napoleon knew he had to do something.
Comrades, I have alarming news. Snowball has been stealing from the farm by night. She has stolen the corn, upset the milk, smashed the eggs, trampled the seed beds. Did you notice the broken window last week? How about the drain behind the cowshed? It was blocked up. I will go further. I believe that the lost key to the store shed was filched by the traitor Snowball and thrown down the well. Any animal who can give evidence of Snowball's villainies will be rewarded with extra rations.
We have a unanimous statement to make. Snowball has crept into our stall and milked us in our sleep.
All of us?
Yes, all of us.
Must of course be full investigation into the matter. Snowball, she is around here. I can smell her distinctly.
The animals were thoroughly frightened. It was as if Snowball was an invisible influence that was everywhere.
Comrades! The most terrible thing has just been discovered. We had thought that Snowball's opposition to Comrade Napoleon was caused by her vanity and ambition, but we were wrong, comrades. Snowball was in league with Jones from the very start. Yes, Jones and Snowball. She was Jones's secret agent from the very beginning. This has been proven by documents which have only just been discovered. To my mind, comrades, this explains a great deal of things. Did we not see for ourselves how she attempted to get us defeated and destroyed at the Battle of the Cowshed?
She didn't. She fought bravely at the Battle of the Cowshed. I saw her myself.
She was awarded Animal Hero First Class. That was our mistake, comrades, for in reality, we now know that Snowball was attempting to lead us all to our doom. Do we not see how she suddenly turned and fled, and many animals followed her? Surely you remember this, comrades.
I remember she turned and retreated.
But that was tactics, military tactics.
Comrade Squealer, I do not believe that Snowball was a traitor at the beginning. What she has done since is different. But I believe at the Battle of the Cowshed, she was a good comrade.
Our leader, Comrade Napoleon, has stated categorically, comrades, that Snowball was Jones's secret agent from the very start. Yes, and far before the rebellion was ever thought of.
Comrade Napoleon says that?
Yes, he does, Boxer.
Well, I must be mistaken then. If Comrade Napoleon says it, it must be right.
There you see it, comrades. There you see the true spirit of animalism.
Comrades! We have been robbed! When I capture Mr. Whimper, he shall be boiled in oil and torn apart by every pig on this farm! The $20 bills were forgeries! Whimper got the eggs for nothing! Death to Whimper! Death to Whimper! Death to Whimper!
Let me give you all a warning. Every animal on this farm must are Snowball's secret agents. We know you are. We have sniffed you out, and we will hunt you down.
4 days later, Napoleon called the animals to assembly.
Comrades, there is a terrible threat to our future. It appears that there are traitors on Animal Farm. These traitors must be brought to justice.
Bring them before us. Let the trials commence!
We represent the younger pigs.
Confess your crimes.
What?
Confess your crimes!
Oh, yes, we've been in contact with Snowball.
Ever since her expulsion.
We collaborated with her.
And we have entered into an agreement with her to hand over Animal Farm to Mr. Jones.
What has Snowball admitted to you?
That she has been in league with Jones since the very beginning.
It saddens me to see the young pigs guilty of such treason. Has any other animal anything to confess?
Confess! Snowball appeared to me in a dream and incited me to disobey Napoleon's orders.
We left the rebellion over the eggs. We fully confess our fault.
I confess to having hidden 6 turnips during last year's harvest. I have eaten them in secret, one by one, night after night.
The air was heavy with the smell of blood, unknown since the days of Jones. But this seemed far worse. Until today, no animal had killed another animal. Not even a rat had been killed.
What are we going to do, Boxer?
I do not understand it. I wouldn't have believed it. The only solution as I see it is to work harder. From now on, I will get up 1 hour earlier in the mornings and work.
Hold on a little while now. I'm singing. 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 There's blood running down in the grass and bodies lying in the fields. The pigs are killing our sons. Just listen and you'll hear them squeal.
There's a rule down here in these parts.
You don't question those in charge. When it comes to work, we will go. Don't ask or they'll slit your throat. Hold on a little while now. I'm singing. 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 It is best house and see. Don't let them think that you're weak. Starve and suffer, that's house and see. Don't let them think that you're weak. Hold on a little while now. I'm singing. Hold on a little while now. I'm singing. Hold on a little while now. I'm singing. Hold on a little while now. I'm singing.
Benjamin, would you read me the sixth commandment, please?
Not me. I refuse to meddle in such matters.
Muriel?
It says, animals shall never kill other animals without proper cause.
I don't remember those last 3 words, without proper cause.
Well, it's true. There was proper cause to kill any animal who collaborated with Snowball.
This isn't right. We have to remember what Snowball taught us. Beasts of America, beasts of Cali, come together, we must rally.
Comrades! By a special decree from Comrade Napoleon, Beasts of America has been abolished. It is no longer permitted to be sang ever.
Why?
Because it is no longer needed, comrade. That's why. You see, Beasts of America expressed our desire for a better society in the days to come. But now, the days to come have come. That society has already been established. Clearly, the song no longer has any purpose.
Do you agree? I want to know.
Yes.
But see, the trotters of the pigs are raised, the swine advance with belly staff. Yes, the pigs are leading all the animals. Yes. The green flag is flying, and all of America is our star. It's our star. It's our star.
Somehow or other, that song doesn't seem to come up. What we used to sing.
As the summer wore on, rumors of an impending attack grew stronger and stronger. It was harvest time. It was inexplicable that there was no food. It was also inexplicable that Mr. Wimper was visiting the farm once again. In fact, all the grain was being secretly sold to him for ready cash, so that the pigs could buy whiskey.
Listen up, friends. I'll tell you something. This work is hard. This work ain't nothing. We gotta be flexible. Trust and listen. Napoleon's amazing. He's gotta stop tripping and ramp up your energy. Pack out your fur. We'll only succeed if you get back to work. Well, we see what this system lacks. Now listen up here while I drop some facts. The production of every single class of foodstuff has increased. Some by 200%, some by 300%, some by 500%, as the case might be. Isn't this a great achievement?
We're still hungry.
What's that, Benjamin? Speak up! Let us hear your thoughts.
I have no thoughts.
Well then, look happy.
nothing to laugh about. But we want you all to laugh, Benjamin. All of us. Come on now. Give us a laugh!
See, next time, Benjamin, laugh when I tell you to!
And in September, by a tremendous effort, the windmill was finally finished.
May I personally congratulate each and every animal on this great achievement. The mill shall be called Napoleon Mill.
Hip hip!
Hooray!
Hip hip!
Hooray!
Hip hip!
Hooray!
Comrades! 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 I have written a new poem. It is an ode to our father, Comrade Napoleon. It is entitled Comrade Napoleon. Friend of the fathers, fountain of happiness, Lord of the swill bucket. Oh, how my soul is on fire when I gaze at thy calm and commanding eye like the sun. Sky! Comrade Napoleon. Comrade Napoleon. Comrade Napoleon.
I approve of this poem.
Yippee!
Such loyal sentiments are always welcome in such treacherous times. I shall reward you by appointing you my first taster.
What do I have to taste?
You shall have the first taste of every meal served to me, in case it has been poisoned by my enemies.
Early in the new year, Animal Farm was proclaimed a republic.
The president, who was elected unanimously, is me.
That night, the sound of loud singing came from the farmhouse. The pigs had for some time been using all the money to buy more and more whiskey. At about 9:30, Napoleon, wearing Mr. Jones's old bowler hat, had been seen galloping out of the farmhouse.
On the day that I was born, I was the smallest in the bunch. I was the first to be forgotten and the last to receive lunch. I was weak and small and pushed around, overlooked and barely alive. But don't forget about who I am. Come my turn, I was ready to fight. I was put into combat since I was born. I fought for milk, grain and corn. I had to value my own life and believe in myself so I could survive. Going up as a runt, you're taught to stay silent, but as you grow, your bite becomes violent. They'll doubt us, runts, leave us out of the pack. I was left alone, but I learned to bite back. I was pushed down, expected to die, but I refused. I took back my life. The road will soon rise and his foes will face slaughter. They will soon see the power that comes from these charters. There are those piglets who think they are weaker, but just wait, comrades, wait until they become leaders. Runs will rise and win, and they'll sing joyful songs. They'll lead and succeed and prove you all wrong. I've created a new decoration. It shall be named the Order of the Green Banner. I have conferred it upon myself.
And the very next morning, the animals awoke to find that the farmers had surrounded the windmill in the night. It was clear they intended to blow it up.
That's impossible. We built the foundations far too thick for that. Courage, comrades!
Not waiting for any orders, the animals charge!
Fields away from the farm.
Our windmill is gone. Even the foundations are destroyed.
It's as if it had never been.
Right?
Why are you cheering?
To celebrate our victory.
What victory?
What victory, comrade? Surely you didn't just see we chased the enemy off our soil, the sacred soil of Animal Farm.
Yes, but they have destroyed our windmill. We worked for 2 years on it.
Oh, what does it matter? We'll build another windmill.
And another windmill.
We shall build another 6 windmills if we feel like it. You do not appreciate, comrade, the tremendous thing we have just done. The enemy, who is an occupation of the very ground that we stand upon. They were here. And then, thanks to the good leadership of Comrade Napoleon, we have won every inch of it back again.
Then we have won back what we already had.
Yes, that is our victory.
On this day of joy, I would like to bring more good news. There's no longer any fear on Animal Farm. The traitor Snowball is no more. One of our comrades, a bull, which I will not name, has been trapped on the farm at which Snowball has been wallowing in luxury. Our hero crept into Snowball's sty at night and gored her to death. Snowball is no more. You have no need to be frightened any longer.
I shall write a poem about it.
Excellent.
For the first time, it occurs to me that I'm growing old.
A horse as long as that lasts forever.
Well, it'll have to keep me going long enough to see the windmill rebuilt.
Boxer was wrong, what is it?
It's my lung. Don't worry about it. You should be able to finish the windmill without me. There's a pretty good store of stone.
Comrade Napoleon has learned, with the deepest distress of this misfortune, to one of the most loyal workers on the farm. He is already making arrangements to send Boxer to be treated in the village hospital.
Why, I don't like animals leaving the farm.
And I don't like the idea of a sick comrade in the hands of a human being.
The veterinary surgeon in the village is beautifully adapted to Boxer's case. You see, it is the best thing for him.
I'm off, my friends. New chapters wait for me. I'm sad I must retire to dark stables and shaded trees. But don't you cry, don't you shed a single tear. Animalism is the way. Work hard and have no fear. My time has come for pastures in the hills of green. I swear I'll be okay. Please don't worry about me. And don't you cry.
van which took Boxer away was marked Knackers and Glue Factory, and have actually come to the conclusion that Boxer is being sent to the Knackers. It is almost unbelievable that any animal could possibly be so stupid. Surely you know your leader, Comrade Napoleon, better than that. The explanation here is very, very simple. The van was previously the property of the knacker, who had just sold it to the veterinary surgeon, who had not yet painted the old name out. That was how the mistake arose.
Glad to hear it.
Come on. Our dear Comrade Boxer is dead. He died despite receiving every last treatment a horse could ever have.
Comrades! It has not, after all, been possible to bring back our lamented comrade's remains. In a few days' time, we pigs intend to hold a memorial banquet in Boxer's honor. Whiskey shall be drunk in his honor.
It was my honor to say that I was with Boxer during his final hours. It was the most affecting sight I've ever seen. Forward, comrades, he whispered. Forward in the name of the rebellion. Long live Animal Farm! Long live Comrade Napoleon! Napoleon is always right!
I believe those maxims are ones that which every animal should take onto their own.
Were those his last words? They were.
Napoleon is always right.
Years passed. Seasons came and went. The short animal lives fled by. Jones was dead. He had died in a home for drunks in another part of the country. The farm was more prosperous now. The windmill was successfully rebuilt at last.
But it was not, after all, used for generating electrical power, and instead, it was hired out for milling corn to neighboring farms. It brought in a great deal of money, but the luxuries which Snowball had once taught the other animals to dream of, Saul's electric light, hot and cold water, the 3-day work week, well, they were no longer talked about.
Napoleon was now a mature boar of 24 stone. One day, all 4 sows littered simultaneously, producing 31 pigs between them. Because Napoleon was the only boar left on the farm, it was easy to guess their parentage. Once again, rations were reduced. Only the dogs and pigs ate well.
However much things may change, they always remain the same.
We'll try and we'll fight. As a group we'll stay tight. Our hooves bless this land, we will defeat man. Humans bring us pain and harm. Animals will save this farm. As we march along, we work with mighty speed, and we'll work till this farm's safe before we get to eat.
As we march along, we work with mighty speed, and we'll work till the farm's safe before we get to eat. As we march along, we work with mighty speed, and we'll work till the farm's safe before we get to eat.
This is wrong and I know it. If you're angry then you show it. These laws are so oppressive. And hey, take a look at who wrote them.
Where's our equality? Where's our freedom? Take a look at ourselves. Our rebellion has freed none. What went wrong with our plan? What did we skip? Our farm is ruled by comrades with whips.
Whips and laws, our lives are bleak. Don't blame our leaders because you became weak. Oppression this, oppression that. They gave you a life, can't come back.
I'm Miss Cuthbert and Snowball. We were all taught to fear her. If you're looking for impression, take a glance in the mirror. Remember the unity back when it all began? I thought we'd be fine once we got rid of man.
But Wait, I'm not finished. Check this. You're breathing, right? You're eating, you're working, you've got a life, but you want to complain about all the pain. You need wheat and grain, and the rebellion ain't great. Wait, who said that this would be easy? You ain't a leader if your battle cry is please me. You think this is oppression? That's whack, it ain't true. Get yourself in line and do what you're told to.
This is wrong, and I know it. If you're angry, then please show it. These laws are so oppressive, and hey, take a look at who wrote them.
Look around you, you're tripping. We're working like slaves. We only get freedom here inside our graves. You're delusional and lost, I must confess. Remember, Snowball? We're all next.
I'm Clover, I work hard, I'm really the best. Now we all work so we won't suffer again. You really need to learn how to listen. If you can't support us, you'll end up like the hens. I mean, we all work for ourselves. None of us calls the other one master. All animals are equal.
I think the world's turned upside down.
I shall protest. For the first time in my life, I'll protest. You pigs have gone far enough!
4 legs good, 2 legs better. 4 legs good, 2 legs better.
My sight is failing. Would you read me what's written on the door?
No, I won't. I won't read anything ever again.
Benjamin.
There's only one commandment left now. And for once, I'll break my rule and I'll read it to you. All animals are equal. But some animals are more equal than others.
One week later, a group of human visitors arrived at the farm. They were shown around and expressed great admiration for everything they saw, especially the windmill.
This is what we fought for. This is our life. While they succeed, we're forced to suffer and comply. Hush, don't let them hear you. Back, don't let them see.
Our blood must be shed in order for us to be free.
I can see our future. It's warm, near, and bright. It's beautiful. I tell you, it's worth the fight. Our chickens can work for no wages, giving us eggs from within their cages.
And our sheep inside boxes in thin, small crates. They don't need the fresh air or the fields where they graze. This is great. We are leaders. Our plan is on its way. We'll do our best to make sure that these animals obey.
This is what we fought for. This is our life. While they succeed, we're forced to suffer and comply. Hush, don't let them hear you. Back, don't let them see.
This is what it looks like for us all to be free.
We can do more if we try hard and think. We can grow our new fur from the fox and the mink. We'll groom our comrades well and have them work each day. Our freedom will come so long as they do what we say.
The days that lie ahead are filled with joy and prosperity. We'll lead our flocks there and provide them with some clarity. The future of this farm relies on just cooperation. We'll eliminate those who serve as a complication.
This is what we fought for. This is our life. While they succeed, we're forced to suffer and comply. Hush, don't let them hear you. Back, don't let them see.
Our blood must be shed in order for us to be free.
This is what we fought for. This is our life. While they succeed, we're forced to suffer and comply. Hush, don't let them hear you. Don't let them see. This is what it looks like for us all to be free.
Gentlemen,
There was a time when the thought of a farm owned and operated by pigs was felt to be abnormal. But what do I and my friends find here today? Not only the most up-to-date methods, but an order and discipline, which should be of example to all farmers everywhere. I do believe indeed that the lower animals of Animal Farm do more work and receive less food than any animal in the country.
I too am happy that the period of misunderstanding is at an end. For a long time there were rumors circulated, I have reason to believe, by a malignant enemy that there was something subversive and even revolutionary on the outlook of my colleagues and myself. I am here today to tell you that there is nothing farther from the truth. Our sole wish, now and in the past, has always been to make peace and have good business relations with our neighbors.
That evening, loud laughter was heard from the gathering.
And in conclusion, may I say we have learned a great deal here today.
What could be happening in there? Now that for the first time, animals and human beings were meeting on terms of equality. All the other animals crept from the shadows and feared and listened.
Between pigs and human beings, there is not, and there need not, be any clash of interest whatsoever. Our struggles and our difficulties are the same. Is not the labor problem the same everywhere? Why, if you have your lower animals, then we too have our lower classes. Now, gentlemen and ladies, will you be upstanding? Gentlemen, I give you a toast. To the prosperity of Animal Farm.
I have only one criticism to make on Mr. Pilkington's excellent and neighborly speech. He referred throughout to Animal Farm. That Mr. Pilkington could of course not know, as this is the first time that I'm announcing it. The name Animal Farm has been abolished. From now on, the farm shall be known as Manor Farm, as that is its correct and original name. So gentlemen, I give you the same toast as before, only in a different tone. To the prosperity of Manor Farm.
Manor Farm!
More profits for fewer people.
More power in fewer hands.
More control of beast and human.
Use every inch of land.
Yes, and now, where were we?
Cards, Mr. Pilkington. I believe it is my turn.
Yeah, all right, turn them over.
3 aces. Consider yourself trumped, Mr. Pilkington.
No, that can't be. I too have 3 aces. You cheated!
How dare you accuse me of that, you half-wit?
Why, you're no better than a...
You dastardly little...
From outside, the creatures looked from pig to man and man to pig, and pig to man again. But already it was impossible to tell which was which and whom was who.